Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back to Star Citizen. So, as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much for joining me for a brand new Star Citizen video. Let's go ahead and get started. So, guys, in today's video, we're back on Hurston, and it's another look-see kind of a video. So, this time we're looking at the Aegis Dynamics Eclipse stealth bomber. So, I think I have a couple of videos on the Eclipse on my channel. Where I try to take out either it's a javelin or an Idris with this thing. So I've had the Aegis Eclipse for a very long time. I've owned this ship for about 2.5 to 3 years. So in this video, as I said, this is just another look-see video on the Aegis Eclipse. So this is just me going around and showing you the Aegis Eclipse. And hopefully this will help you make a better decision if you want to buy the Aegis Eclipse, or if you just want to know about the Aegis Eclipse and you're not interested in purchasing it, that's fine too. This is my Aegis Eclipse, and it's a stealth bomber. Now, this thing came out, I think, 2018, I believe it is, or 2017, either 2018, 2017. So it's been in the game for a long time now. And it is what it says it is. This thing is a stealth bomber. This thing is a stealth bomber, and it's, as you guys can see from the shape of the ship, it is inspired quite heavily by the Northrop B2 stealth bomber. So this thing, as the name suggests, it's a stealth bomber. It's the Eclipse. So it's a single seat, long range, medium to long range stealth bomber. So it only has just the cockpit, so no beds, no onboard facilities. This thing is just a single seat. It's just basically like a fighter. It's like a fighter. There are no onboard amenities. There's no bathrooms, there's no beds, no kitchens, nothing like that. But it does have quite a bit of a range. So you can travel from Microtech to Crusader, and you'll still have some more quantum fuel left. You can travel from Microtech to ArcCorp in one trip. Now, this thing is armed with 3 size 9 torpedoes at the moment. So this thing can carry underneath here in its bomb bay 3 size 9 torpedoes. So the Retaliator can carry 6. This thing can carry 3. So half the payload of what a Retaliator can carry. Now, this thing is a one-trick pony, in that it's just the only thing that's going for this ship is its stealth capabilities. So it's also equipped, I should say, with 2 size 2 guns. But honestly, in this thing, it's probably best if you stay hidden. If you're seen in this thing, you're just gonna go down. If anybody comes after you and you're seen, you're spotted, you're most likely gonna die. So this thing is not a fighter. It can only carry 3 size 9 torpedoes. Now, will it stay that way? I don't think so. This thing, just like all the other bombers, will eventually be able to carry air-to-ground bombs, all sorts of types of bombs. I don't envision this thing being able to carry a Moab, but of course, I presume this thing will be able to carry smaller bombs, like size 3 bombs and stuff like that. So you can mix and match the loadouts, I guess. As I said, the torpedoes, the size 9 torpedoes, are carried inside here on a rotary launcher, so 3 torpedoes. Yeah, but this thing does what it says it does. It is a stealth bomber, and it's very, very stealthy. Just 2 patches ago, I think it was, either 2 or 3 patches ago, this thing was amazing at bounty hunting. This was the ship for PvP bounty hunting. You could get as close as 2 kilometers to an actual player without them spotting you. So with a full set of size 1 stealth components, and by the way, this thing can take size 1 components, not size 2s. So this thing has the same size of components as your regular fighters. So you could get as close up to 2 kilometers from another player in their ship, and they would not be able to spot you. So this thing was great at doing bounties, at player-to-player bounties, until like 3 patches ago. But then, since then, they've reworked the missiles, so the size 9 torpedoes function as they were intended to function, so they no longer act like missiles. They're slower. They can't maneuver or track as much. The stealth mechanics in the game have been completely nullified and destroyed. Maybe this is just me, but I feel like stealth no longer works. As of 3.16, which I'm making this video, stealth mechanics for some reason don't work in the game. You get spotted, like in this thing with full stealth components, I get spotted at over 10 kilometers, which is bizarre. So right now, as it stands right now, this thing isn't really too hot. It isn't really the ship to use, to be honest. Maybe it's just me, but you guys can let me know in the comments section. I think stealth is broken. They've broken the stealth mechanics in the game, where the stealthiest ships can still be spotted just like the normal ships. Now, in terms of its weapons, as I said, no point in using the weapons. To be honest, I would normally just get rid of the weapons. I would demount. I would dismount the weapons. I would put the best stealth components on the ship. So as I said, they have this ship can take size 1 components, so the same components as your fighters. Now, in terms of price, this thing is very expensive, guys. This thing is $300. Yeah, this thing is more expensive than the Retaliator. Now, is it worth it? Well, that's going to depend on you. I mean, recently one of my subscribers commented on one of my videos. I think it was one of the ships, and that person said, "Do you think this ship is worth the price? You know, whatever the price for that ship was." And I thought about the comment, and I said, it really depends on you. What's worth it or not worth it isn't the same for every single person. It depends on you. It depends on lots and lots of factors. It depends on how invested are you in the game. It depends on what you want to do in the game, you know? So it's really difficult to say what's worth it and what's not worth it for different people. But generally, this ship is very expensive. It's $300. I mean, for an extra $100, for $400, you can buy a reclaimer. You could buy a reclaimer. For just another $100 more than the Eclipse. So, is it worth it? Well, that depends on you. That depends on you. But this thing is very expensive. But as I said, it's not working as it is intended now. But this ship, when it was working before, it was really good. So what I'm trying to say is that it was worth it before. This ship was really good before. It was amazing. It was a sneaky, stealthy ninja assassin of a ship. It was very, very stealthy. It did what it was supposed to do. Now, moving forward, thinking about the future, yeah, this ship will be very good. It's a very unique ship. It's expensive, but it's at the same time, it's a very, very unique ship. It's the one of a kind in Star Citizen. It is the stealthiest ship in Star Citizen. So yeah, it will most likely be worth it. It will most likely be very, very expensive to purchase in game later on. I think at the moment it's 2 million UEC to purchase. So yeah, later on it will be more expensive to purchase in game. But at the moment, just be aware that the stealth mechanics don't work. At least they don't work for me. I get spotted in this thing in 10 kilometers. The size 9 torpedoes at the moment, in terms of its loadouts, is very, very limited. This thing can only fire size 9 torpedoes. I'm hoping eventually things like this and like the Retaliator will be able to change their loadouts, so you'll be able to fire, let's say, size 5 torpedoes, or size 6 torpedoes, size 7 torpedoes, size 3 bombs. So at the moment, this thing is a one-trick pony. This thing could be used in Xenothreat or the Ninetales Lockdown or whatever. But the Retaliator is probably better for that sort of dynamic event than the Eclipse. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get inside the ship. Let's go ahead and show you the cockpit. So the cockpit on the Eclipse is one of the best looking cockpits, in my opinion, for any of the ships. Just have a look. The cockpit feels really nice. Like, it's really nicely designed. It feels like it is an actual military ship. I'm not sure if you guys knew this, but I have a second DCS channel where I haven't been able to post a lot of content recently, but this is exactly how most fighter cockpits are designed, with the switches and buttons and everything. Obviously with this one you have dual stick, but the cockpit on this thing looks really, really good. It looks really good. So let's go ahead and turn on the engines. Now with the ship landed and the landing gear deployed, the wings fold up. The wings fold up because it's designed to, you know, make it more, I don't know, less make it so that it takes up less space on a carrier, something like that. But when you retract the landing gear, the undercarriage, the wings fold out. So let's go ahead and do that for you guys. Let me go ahead and take off. Retract the landing gear, and there she is in her full glory. This thing is very stealthy, as I said. Obviously you can see from the shape, from the triangle shape, this thing was heavily inspired by the Northrop B-2 stealth bomber. Yeah, this thing is very stealthy. It used to do what it was intended for it to do, but as I said, with the nerfing, or with the updating of the flight model for the size 9 missiles, and of course the stealth mechanics, this ship isn't as good as it used to be before. But in terms of its flight characteristics, it flies really well in atmosphere. This thing flies tremendously well in atmosphere, as you guys can see, because it's essentially a flying wing. That's what this thing is. It's a flying wing. The whole body of the ship is a lifting surface, so you can expect this thing to fly really well eventually in atmosphere. So as you guys can see, it turns really nicely. As I said again, it's a giant wing. It's a giant flying wing. So yeah, this thing turns really nicely in atmosphere, flies really fast in atmosphere. Yeah, so this has been the Aegis Eclipse, ladies and gentlemen. So if you guys have any questions about the Eclipse, go ahead and leave them down below in the comments section, and I will read the comment sections for a few days after I post a video, and I will do my best to answer your questions. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. This has been a video on the Aegis Dynamics Eclipse Stealth Bomber. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.